Step into the 1980s NBA, where shorts were short, hair was big, and rivalries were hotter than a summer sidewalk. Picture this, the Philadelphia 76ers, led by MVP Moses Malone, locking horns with the mighty Lakers in the 1983 NBA Finals. It was the third showdown of the decade between these titans, but this time, the Sixers had a secret weapon. Despite the hype surrounding Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, what unfolded was a one-sided affair that left the Lakers swept away faster than you can say popcorn. The Philadelphia 76ers, decked out in their red, white, and blue, facing off against the Lakers, were probably still mourning the loss of their purple and gold socks in the laundry. Now, the Sixers had a score to settle. See, they'd been bridesmaids not once, but twice, in the NBA Finals against these Lakers. This time, they had a secret weapon, Moses Malone, who basically was a walking, talking MVP trophy. Imagine Moses going, "Let my people rebound," as he snatched boards left and right. Meanwhile, Julius Erving was soaring through the air like a basketball-wielding superhero, probably causing some serious envy in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's skyhook department. But wait, there's more. On the Lakers side, you had Magic Johnson, the maestro of Showtime, and Kareem, who could still school the youngins with his timeless moves. It was like watching two legends playing chess while the rest of us struggled with checkers. Now, the build-up to this showdown was like waiting for your pizza delivery during a hunger strike, highly anticipated and oh so tense. But alas, the 70s, where disco reigned supreme, bell-bottoms were a fashion staple, and the Knicks and Lakers duked it out on the hardwood like two heavyweight boxers in a never-ending saga of basketball drama. New York versus Los Angeles. The Big Apple versus La La Land. In the third installment of their epic finals trilogy, it's like the NBA's version of a blockbuster movie franchise, with plot twists and nail-biting moments galore. In 1970, the Knicks pulled off a heist worthy of its own Hollywood script, snatching the title from the Lakers in a 7-game showdown that had fans on the edge of their seats. Walt Frazier was probably strutting around the court in his stylish attire, dropping dimes and buckets like it was nobody's business, while Willis Reed limped out of the tunnel like a basketball god to inspire his team to victory. Cue that dramatic music. Fast forward 2 years later, and the Lakers were out for revenge. They had just wrapped up the greatest regular season in NBA history, at least until someone else broke the record. And they weren't about to let the Knicks rain on their parade, no sir. In a dominating fashion, they clinched the title in just 5 games, leaving New York with nothing but their dreams and some seriously bruised egos. But hold on to your seats, folks, because the saga wasn't over yet. It was time for round 3, and both teams were ready to rumble. Sure, some of the legends might have been past their prime, but don't count them out just yet. They still had enough magic left in those worn-out sneakers to light up Madison Square Garden and the Forum alike. In the end, it was the Knicks who prevailed, using a balanced attack that would make a circus performer jealous. 5 players averaging between 15.6 and 18.6 points per game. That's like trying to pick your favorite flavor of ice cream. Impossible. And just like that, New York snagged their second title of the decade. At number 8, let's rewind the clocks back to the swingin' 60s, where basketball was as fierce as the dance moves at a sock hop, and the Celtics and Lakers were locked in a battle for the ages. Picture this, the Celtics, with their green and white jerseys, facing off against the Lakers in their classic purple and gold. It's like a clash of titans, with more drama than a Shakespearean play. Now, rewind to the previous year, the Lakers were licking their wounds after a heartbreaking 7-game series loss to Boston. It was like watching a never-ending boxing match, with both teams trading blows until the final bell rang in overtime. Ouch. But wait, there's more. Fast forward to this year, and the Celtics were on a mission. They were like a well-oiled basketball machine gunning for their 6th title in 7 seasons. Meanwhile, the Lakers, led by Elgin Baylor and Jerry West, were hungry for their taste of championship glory in the modern era. It was revenge time for the Lakers. But the Celtics weren't about to roll over and play dead. In a series filled with more twists and turns than a roller coaster, Boston emerged victorious in 6 games, and so the Celtics continued their reign of dominance over the Lakers throughout the 1960s, leaving the Los Angeles Lakers with nothing but shattered dreams and a burning desire for revenge. At number 7, let's hop into our time machine and journey back, way back to the late 50s, where the Celtics and Hawks were locked in an epic battle for basketball supremacy. Imagine this, the Celtics, with their eyes set on the 3rd championship in 4 seasons, facing off against the Hawks, who were hungry for their 2nd title in 3 years. It's like a rematch of a heavyweight bout, with both teams trading blows like there's no tomorrow. Now, these teams weren't exactly strangers. Oh no, they were like old pals who couldn't stop meeting in the biggest stage of basketball. Remember 1957? Bill Russell's rookie season. 4 games, decided by a hair's breadth, including a nail-biting Game 7 that went into double overtime? Talk about edge-of-your-seat entertainment. But then, just when the Hawks thought they had their revenge in 1958, the Celtics swooped in and stole the show. But here's the kicker. While the Hawks were ready for round 3, hoping to even the score, the Celtics were playing on a whole other level. The regular season? Oh, that was just a warm-up for Boston. So when push came to shove, and the Hawks managed to drag the series to 7 games once again, it was clear who the real MVP was, none other than Bill Russell, snatching 35 rebounds in the final game like it was nobody's business. It was like watching a basketball legend in the making, leaving the Hawks scratching their heads and wondering what hit them. And guess what? The drama didn't stop there. These 2 teams were like magnets, irresistibly drawn to each other. They'd meet again the following season, with Boston once again coming out on top. Talk about a basketball saga for the ages. Turning to number 6, let's fast forward to 1989, where the Pistons, the bad boy Pistons, and the Los Angeles Lakers were gearing up for round 2 of their epic showdown. 2 heavyweight boxers stepping back into the ring for a rematch. The Pistons, still licking their wounds from the previous year's near miss, where they were this close to toppling the almighty Lakers, thanks in no small part to Isaiah Thomas pulling off basketball magic in Game 6. But hey, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, right? The Lakers managed to squeak by and snag another championship, becoming the first team in nearly 2 decades to go back-to-back. Now, flash forward to the present, both teams were back with a vengeance, looking as fierce and dominant as ever. The Lakers were probably strutting around like peacocks after sweeping through the Western Conference playoffs without breaking a sweat, while the Pistons were leaving a trail of destruction in their wake with an 11-2 record in the East. But alas, just when the stage was set for another nail-biting final showdown, fate decided to throw a wrench in the works. Injuries, the ultimate party poopers, crashed the basketball bash and ruined all the suspense. It was like planning the perfect picnic and then getting hit with a thunderstorm. And wouldn't you know it, Detroit ended up sweeping Los Angeles to claim their first NBA title. It's like watching a movie where the underdog finally gets their moment in the sun, and you can't help but cheer, even if you're secretly rooting for the other team. At number 5, get ready to dance because you're diving into the epic rematch of the Bulls and the Jazz in 1998. It's like the basketball world's version of a Broadway finale. Now, the Bulls, once the undisputed kings of the court, facing rumors swirling like a tornado about the breakup of their dynasty. Chicago wasn't exactly the unstoppable force they once were, limping through a grueling 7-game slugfest against Indiana in the Eastern Conference Finals. It was like watching Rocky Balboa go toe-to-toe with Apollo Creed for the umpteenth time. You knew it was going to be a battle. And then enter the Utah Jazz, hungry for revenge after falling short the year before. It was like deja vu all over again, with both teams locking horns for a rematch that had basketball fans on the edge of their seats. This series wasn't just big, it was huge. We're talking more eyeballs glued to screens than at a puppy fashion show. Everyone and their grandma was tuning in to witness the showdown between the Bulls and the Jazz, and boy, did it deliver. In the end, it was MJ himself who wrote the final chapter of the Bulls dynasty in storybook fashion. It was like watching that Hollywood ending unfold, with Jordan cementing his legacy as the GOAT in one last glorious dance on the grandest stage of them all. So there you have it, folks. 98 finals, the end of an era, the culmination of a legendary dynasty, and a reminder that even in basketball, all good things must come to an end. But hey, what a way to go out, with a bang heard round the world. Let's jump into the time machine and revisit the epic showdown between the Lakers and the Celtics in 1987. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, the two that saved the NBA, facing off for the third and final time in the NBA Finals. Now, there was more than just another shiny trophy on the line in this series. Oh no, this was about legacy, about cementing their places in basketball lore. With 3 championships each already under their belts, it was like watching 2 heavyweight boxers going for the knockout punch to secure their spot in history. And let's not forget about the historical stakes of this showdown. This wasn't just any old finales matchup. No. This was the third installment in 4 seasons between these storied franchises. It was like a basketball trilogy for the ages, with each team claiming victory once before. But hey, in the end, there can be only one winner, right? And in 1987, it was the Lakers who reigned supreme. They were a well-oiled basketball machine, steamrolling their way to victory in 6 games. So there you have it, folks. The 87 finals, the end of the era, the culmination of legendary rival, and a reminder that in basketball's life, sometimes the best team does come out on top. It was a fitting finale to the Magic Bird saga, leaving basketball fans with memories that would last a lifetime. Buckle up, basketball fans, because we're diving into the epic rematch between the Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2017, where the stakes are higher than LeBron's vertical leap. Last year's finals were like watching that Hollywood blockbuster unfold in real time. Both teams leaving everything on the court in a classic 7-game showdown. The roller coaster ride of emotions were high, with enough twists and turns to make your head spin faster than Steph Curry's 3-point shot. Oh, but hold on to your hats. This time around, there are even more reasons to get hyped up. Both teams have been on fire during the postseason, tearing through the competition like a tornado through a trailer park. It was like watching 2 juggernauts collide in an epic battle for basketball supremacy. And let's not forget the new kid on the block, Kevin Durant. He's like the missing piece of the puzzle for the Warriors, hungry for his first taste of championship glory. LeBron James, the king himself, is back for his 7th straight final appearance and 8th overall. The living legend continued to add chapters to his already legendary story, with each finals appearance adding another jewel to his crown. Now, if LeBron somehow manages to lead the Cavaliers to victory against the Warriors juggernaut, it could be the defining moment of his legendary career. So there you have it, folks, the 2017 Finals, the ultimate clash of titans. Let's turn back the clock to 1969 and revisit the epic showdown between the Celtics and the Lakers. Bill Russell's Celtics, the undisputed kings of the court, facing off against Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, and the Lakers for the 7th time in the finals. This series had an added twist of intrigue. The Big Dipper himself, Wilt Chamberlain, joining forces with the Lakers in a desperate bid to finally overcome their tormentors. But hey, the Celtics weren't about to go down without a fight. Sure, they might have had a rocky regular season, finishing just 4th in the Eastern Division like that starlet stumbling out of a dive bar. But they were still the Celtics, and you never, ever count out the Celtics. Meanwhile, the Lakers had home court advantage, and this was supposed to be their golden opportunity to break the Celtics' curse. They're getting their shot at the title, with the whole world holding its breath to see, could they pull it off? But alas, it wasn't meant to be. In another classic series that had fans on the edge of their seats, the Celtics emerged victorious once again. And so, Bill Russell retired without ever tasting defeat at the hands of his West Coast rivals, leaving behind a legacy that would be remembered for generations to come. It was the end of an era, the final chapter in a basketball saga, and a reminder that in the world of hoops, some rivalries never die. Which leads us to number one. And here we go again. Rewind the clock to 1984, and you guessed it, the epic clash between the Celtics and the Lakers. This time, the basketball history was made and legends collided for the first time in an NBA Finals. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. This rivalry ignited in college, finally facing off in the NBA Finals. Their rivalry goes way back to their college days when Magic's Michigan State Spartans bested Larry Bird's Indiana State Sycamores in the 1979 NCAA championship game. Epic. And it was setting the stage for what was to come in the big leagues. Fast forward a few years, and both Bird and Magic were making waves in the NBA. Magic won a championship in their rookie season, while Bird claimed the title in year two. Two rising stars were on a collision course with destiny, each determined to outshine the other. Of course, there's more. In year three, Magic got another ring, leaving Bird in his dust. Like a 1-2 punch to the gut for the Celtics superstar. But fear not, people, because the following year, Philadelphia swooped in like a knight in shining armor and took away the Lakers' dominance. Now, flash forward to 1984, and both teams were firing on all cylinders. With incredible star power on each roster, it was like watching that galaxy of basketball superstars colliding in a cosmic showdown for the ages. And then there's the matter of the Celtics' incredible winning streak over LA, having won their previous seven finals encounters in the Russell era. The basketball curse was hanging over the Lakers' heads, taunting them with every missed shot and turnover. But fear not, basketball fans, because this series delivered in spades. It was like watching that brilliant symphony of basketball unfold before your eyes, with both teams leaving everything on the court in a battle for the ages. And the NBA, well, let's just say they were counting their lucky stars for the hype around the series, which is still talked about to this day. So there you have it, folks. 1984 Finals, the culmination of a legendary rivalry, the clash of a basketball titan, and a reminder that in the world of hoops, some matchups are written in the stars. It was a classic for the ages, and basketball fans will be talking about it for generations to come. If you'd like to hear more about the generations to come, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching.